Welcome back, Devils fans, and the boys did it on the road in Columbus for the dads. The annual Devils Fathers and Mentors trip. All the dads in attendance at the game in Columbus, and the boys did it big tonight, beating the Blue Jackets 6-3. Lots of milestones, lots to talk about, so let's get into it. First, Jack Hughes becomes the quickest New Jersey Devil to reach 100 goals in a hat trick performance. Jack Hughes, you absolute legend. What a game for Jackie boy. Nico Hischier records his 300th NHL point. Bratt with a 3-assist night. I mean, folks, this was one of those nights where it just seemed like everybody was kind of gelling and we were not going to lose. And thankfully, it wasn't another heart attack game. And so I didn't need to drink tonight. I didn't need any medication of any kind. Devils win a couple times. The Blue Jackets got within one, but it felt to me like the Devils were in control most of the game, and I never had any doubt they were going to win this one for whatever reason. Let's take a look at the scoring. Jackie starts it off. 47 seconds into the game. Nice little backhand shot from Toffoli. 1-0 lead, and then Hall attacks one on late in the first, giving us the 2-0 lead going to the break. Columbus answers in the second, making it 2-1. And then Toffoli gets a goal for his dad, making it 3-1. And then the Jackets bring it back within 3-2. And at that point was the only time that I was like, oh, man, are we not going to be able to put these guys away? But then we ended up putting them away. Jack scores again in the second, making it 4-2. Nico gets one in the third, 5-2. Blue Jackets pull the goalie, score a goal, 5-3. And then Jack finishes off the hat trick on the empty net, making it 6-3, his second career hat trick. I actually was fortunate enough to be in attendance live at his first career hat trick, and I urged a young child sitting next to me to throw his hat on the ice, and I think his parents were pretty pissed because they probably paid $30 for it in the Devils team store. But once Jack got the hat trick, I was like, yo, throw that shit. And the kid launched it over the thing, and his parents were pretty pissed at me, I think. But when someone gets a hat trick, you must throw your hat on the ice. I'm curious. Let me know in the comments about that. If you guys are within vicinity to get a successful launch of your hat on the ice, are you throwing your hat on the ice for a hat trick? I have some friends that do not because they're cheap. Any game I've been at where there's a hat trick, and if I have a hat on, I'm 1,000% launching that shit onto the ice. No questions asked. I've even thrown some of my favorite hats onto the ice. I even did it for Jesper Bratt in the preseason. I tossed one of my favorite Devils hats onto the ice during the preseason. Got to do it. It's a must. Let me know in the comments what you guys think about that. I'm very curious. But great night for the team. Great road win. Keep the momentum going. We won 8 of the last 10. We need all the points we could get. It's going to be tight, I believe, in the division all the way down the stretch. And I would like to hopefully soon start separating ourselves from some of the pack here. We had to overcome a lot of injuries and misfortune early on in the season, and we kind of had to dig ourselves out of the hole. 8 of the last 10. That's a pretty monumental feat for the boys. It's really a shame that we dropped that San Jose game because it really should have been 9 out of 10. But all in all, lots of guys getting on the score sheet. Great team win. Akira was a little shaky tonight, obviously. You guys know I like Schmid. Didn't look so sharp tonight. He had that horrible little dribbler goal, and then he had that situation where he was coming to the bench on a delayed penalty, and then he decided he thought the puck might be coming in the net, so he went out there and touched it, and he got the penalty, so it waved off a power play for us. But if he thought it was going in the moment, I could see a goalie doing that. But he didn't look his best tonight. It was actually his father's first time ever watching him play live in the NHL, which I'm sure was a special moment for him, and maybe that added to his nervousness or whatever. But Akira's dad in attendance, seeing his son play goalie in the league for the first time in person. And it was just one of those nights, It seemed like the Devils were getting some bounces, and the boys won. A big win, and now we look to come home and keep the good feelings going against a pretty bad Ducks team at the Rock. I'm sure we're going to see V tomorrow night. Vanacek back in goal, and we need to get another win. We've, this year, been pretty poor in the second game of back-to-backs, and hopefully we can change that tomorrow. Coming home, 8 of 10. We need another 2 points. Let's keep it going, boys. But all in all, great night to be a Devils fan. Great night for the dads. Maybe they'll go out and and celebrate after the game in Columbus there. I actually was able to go to a pre-World Cup of Hockey tournament game there years ago and saw USA-Canada. It was a pretty great experience, and the area around the arena is pretty cool. I've always wanted to go back to see the Devils play in Columbus. Maybe, in the next couple of years, that'll be a road trip I'll try to get to again. I would like to take this opportunity to say Jesper Bratt is so damn good at hockey, it's unbelievable. I do think he's kind of lost in the mix, and because he's in Jack's shadow, so to speak, I do believe our fan base does not appreciate him for the talent that he is. Jesper Bratt is a phenomenal hockey player. Let me say that one more time. Jesper Bratt is a phenomenal hockey player. This guy is something else. That pass, that pass was unreal. Bratt has been one of my favorite players for a while. I had some friends leading up to when he signed the extension. A lot of my friends were like, oh, Bratt's not worth that money, blah, blah, blah. Bratt, to me personally, is our second best offensive player. It's hard for me to say he's better than Nico because Nico does a lot of stuff that Bratt can't do. But from a purely offensive standpoint, Jesper Bratt is our second best player by far. Love the guy. Love peanut butter and jelly. Hopefully they keep them together. I've thought that they should have been playing together for a while. We see flashes of it on the power play a lot, and then in some of the line juggling, we see Jack and Jesper together. I think those two guys need to be together long term, and the second line has to figure itself out. We can't keep shuffling lines and things of that nature because pretty much it seems like anyone who plays with Jack is gonna produce, honestly. I think I could produce on a wing if I got to play with Jack Hughes. He's that good that if you're on his line, you're going to get points. He's just that good, and it's just not possible to not get points. But I do think if they keep them together long term, and this might sound crazy to some of you older fans, but I do think if they were able to stay intact as a line for long term, Jesper Bratt, Jack Hughes, and Toffoli could potentially rival the A-line. And folks, that's the highest praise I could give to a line. The A-line is all-time, hands down, to me, my favorite line in Devils history, and arguably one of the best lines in the league for that year and a half or so that they played together. They were absolutely phenomenal, and I do think we could get that kind of special aura with the Hughes, Bratt, Toffoli line. Hopefully they stick together long-term. I'm very curious to see how that all shakes out, but I do think they could be lethal, and I would love to see them in the playoffs as a unit, and then hopefully we could figure out some sort of lines that could produce and stay together so we don't have to keep shaking things up to try to get people going. But, Jesper Bratt, guys, I believe he's underappreciated by the fan base, and he is an absolute gem. Let me know in the comments what you guys thought of the game. Like, comment, subscribe, and all that jazz. Until next time, friends, let's go Devils.